Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle toward my hand. Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not, fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation? Proceeding from the heat-oppressed brain, I see thee yet, in form as palpable as this, which I now draw. Thou marshalst me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made the fools of the other senses, or else worth all the rest. I see thee still, and on thy blade and dungeon gouts of blood, which was not so before. There is no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. Now, o'er the one-half world, nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep. The wolf, whose howls has watched thus with his stealthy pace, with Tarquin's ravishing strides, towards his design, moves like a ghost. This scene in Macbeth exhibits the interesting dichotomy between facts and truth. It is a fact that Macbeth believes he sees a dagger in front of him, although he's unable to grasp it. It is a fact that this dagger, the same weapon he was planning on using for the murder of Duncan, is covered in blood and pointed in the direction of the sleeping king. It is a fact that Macbeth carries another dagger with him. It is also a fact that half of the world is asleep. Even though there are many facts that brush the surface of the meaning of this passage, the truth enters another realm of revealing depth. Shakespeare introduces an instance of doubling with the daggers. There is the dagger that he was planning on using on Duncan, and the enchanted dagger. The meaning behind these daggers is an equivocation because of the numerous things they can represent. The dagger is first a tool to kill. It is also a dagger of the mind, meaning an imaginary dagger. Dagger of the mind also represents a metaphor for how Macbeth is enchanted by the witches. The dagger is detrimental to Macbeth because it drives him to commit murder, ultimately leading to his demise. Later on in this excerpt, Macbeth realizes his eyes are not reliable sources of interpretation. His eyes tell him that there is a dagger with blood on it in front of him. He attempts to grasp it, but is unable to. His thoughts, as a result of seeing the blood and dagger, are more significant than actually visualizing the weapon because they prompt him to go through with the murder. In Descartes' first meditation, he comes to the conclusion that senses can be doubted and for that reason may be deceptive. After narrowing down all the possible deceivers, Descartes claims that the only thing of certainty is that you are existing if you are actively thinking. According to Descartes, Macbeth's thoughts surrounding the dagger are of extreme importance and validate his existence. This, however, is false, because Macbeth is being deceived by the witches in order to manipulate his thoughts and actions. He is enchanted. Macbeth lacks free will, and due to his enchantment, fostered by witchcraft, and is therefore not truly existing and living. Toward the end of this excerpt, Shakespeare says that bewitched dreams invade the minds of those asleep. Descartes connects two dreams as an example of deception. Shakespeare says that those not asleep celebrate witchcraft with murder offerings to Hecate. Witchcraft drives Macbeth to do this murder. In both dreams and nighttime murder, witchcraft deceives and manipulates free will. Because of this, dreams are not considered to be evidence of true existence. Similarly, the fate of Macbeth committing murder is not evidence of a thoughtful, free existence. Witchcraft limits free will, lowering the value of his existence to the same level as dreams.